G'day and welcome. Today we are going to crack into the secret weapon, right? The thing that really separates the good recruiters from the great ones. We're talking about a high-performance blueprint. So it's time to move beyond just, scrolling and hoping for the best and get into the world of proper strategic recruitment, all right? Let's get into it.
Look, let's be real for a sec. We've all done it, haven't we? A new job hits the desk and bam, you're straight onto LinkedIn, just firing off messages left, right, and center. You get caught in this frantic cycle of just reacting. It feels like you're doing a lot. It feels productive, but you gotta ask yourself, is it actually working?
And here's the absolute truth of it, plain and simple. Hoping is not a strategy. To really, truly win in this game, you need a plan before you even think about clicking search. So today, let's build a really powerful one together. All right, first up, let's talk about the recruitment rat race. You know the feeling? Are you just running on the spot? We have to identify what we're up against, which is the chaos of a plan-free desk, and really dig into why it's seriously holding you back from smashing those big targets.
I absolutely love this because it's so simple and so true. It really just boils down to these three things. Your strategy, that's what determines how fast you move. Your planning, that's what decides the quality of candidates you find. And your clarity, well, that's what determines if you succeed at all. This is it. This is what separates the top billers from everyone else.
So, how do we actually get that strategy, that planning, that clarity? Well, it all starts with what we're calling the strategic pause. And trust me, it might just be the most profitable 5 minutes of your entire day. And here it is, the golden rule. Seriously, you should write this down, stick it on your monitor, whatever you need to do. Before you search, you think. It sounds almost ridiculously simple, doesn't it? But this one idea, this commitment to just pause before you pounce, it will literally change your entire approach to this job. Okay, so what does that thinking actually look like in practice? Let's get into the nitty-gritty, your pre-search game plan. This is where you do the real work, laying all the groundwork for a massive win. And look, it's a brilliantly simple 3-step process. Number 1, you nail the brief. That means getting absolute crystal clarity on everything. Number 2, you map the market. You figure out exactly which companies have the talent you're after. And number 3, you deliberately pick your channels. You don't just default to LinkedIn every single time. You make a conscious choice. Do this, and you're setting yourself up for a win before you've even sent one message. But, and this is so important, your game plan has to change depending on the situation, right? If you've got an exclusive role, you can go deep. It's all about that detailed mapping and really high-quality outreach. But if you're in a mad race against 5 other recruiters, mate, it's all about speed. You've got to be fast, you got to stand out, and your pre-qualification needs to be absolutely rock solid. Okay, now for what I reckon is the most powerful mental model for any modern recruiter. We need to forget the old to-do list, and instead, we're going to become masters of spinning plates. This is the big idea right here. So many of us think of our job as a straight line. Do task A, then B, then C. But the top performers, they see it as a layered process. They have multiple planned activities all running at the same time, in parallel, which creates this constant momentum. So what are these plates we're talking about? Well, here they are. Each one of these sourcing channels is a plate. You've got your live advert, your LinkedIn campaign, a deep dive into your database. A top-tier recruiter keeps several of these spinning for every single important role they're working on. Just think about it this way. While you're on the phone properly qualifying a great candidate, you could have 40 highly targeted, well-written LinkedIn messages out there in the market working for you in the background. That's one plate spinning. And at the exact same time that plate is spinning, you've got another one going. Maybe 10 referral requests sent out to your most trusted contacts in the industry. That's plate number 2. And on top of all that, a third plate is spinning away. You're systematically headhunting key people at those 5 competitor companies that you identified way back in your planning stage. See how it all starts to connect? And I want to be really clear here. This is not about creating chaos. It's the complete opposite, actually. It's about creating these beautiful layers of strategic activity. So you are never, ever just sitting there waiting for one person to reply to one message. No way. You are compounding your efforts. You're building momentum, so you always have options. So let's bring it all home, shall we? Let's have a look at the huge transformation that happens when you go from just being a reactive person doing tasks to becoming a truly strategic plate spinner. When you adopt this way of thinking, You just naturally sidestep all the classic traps, the ones jumping onto LinkedIn without a plan, completely ignoring the goldmine that is your own database, wasting time and money on jobs you've got no commitment on. All those mistakes just kind of disappear.
And here is the real power of this whole system. A candidate pulls out, a client puts a role on hold. Yeah, it stings, of course it does, but it doesn't completely derail your month. Why? Because if one plate drops, you've still got others spinning. This is how you build real control and stop just relying on good old-fashioned luck. And that leaves us with one final, pretty powerful question you need to ask yourself. Think about your biggest, most important role on your desk right now. Be honest. How many plates are you actually spinning? Is it just one? Or have you built a genuine system for success? That's the whole game right there. Thanks for tuning in.